So Bernard, play your game. What's your game?
I'm the coach. My game is to help other people to be their best. And the way that I do that in my professional life is through the lens of the legal industry. I'm a small business attorney and the managing partner of a law firm in the Philadelphia area called Company Counsel, LLC. And what I do is I work with entrepreneurs, I work with small business owners, and really the owners of companies and the directors of nonprofits of all sizes, and I help them to make better decisions. I help them to play their game, and I help them to be successful on their merits.
So I would never expect, when we created the proof, lawyers to get on our stage.
Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. So there's obviously a more deeper, purpose-driven part of you, and sharing a story about coaching and playing your game. How do you see yourself differentiating from other people in your industry?
Well, this is so Company Counsel is not only is it not my first job, it's also not my first entrepreneurial endeavor. I think when you and I met many years ago, I was in the midst of trying to create a small business that was very different from the legal industry. I was actually an education business. And I found that it was a lot harder being actually in the thick of it than being on the sidelines. And I found that there were lots of opportunities to make mistakes, and I found a lot of them. And I found that my experiences were not unique. The mistakes that I was making were marketing mistakes, financial mistakes, things like that. But I saw that there were a lot of other first-time entrepreneurs and owners of small businesses who were making legal mistakes, and the results could be catastrophic. There was a study that I recently read from the Small Business Administration that said that every year, 30,000 small businesses are tangled up in some sort of litigation. A second statistic from the same study said that of those small businesses that are involved in litigation, they have a survival rate of 15.8%. So what that means is that out of all the small businesses that are involved in a lawsuit, either plaintiff or defendant, 85% of them won't make it to the 2-year mark after the filing of that lawsuit. Now, there are numerous reasons for lawsuits. Sometimes it's getting something wrong in the realm of intellectual property. Sometimes it's not having the right opening governance documents when you start your business. Sometimes it's not being compliant with HR laws and with the evolving employment law landscape. There are myriad reasons why small business owners who are really well-intentioned can get caught up and can get into trouble. And what I want to do is help them to focus on doing what they do best, playing their game, focusing on their innovation, focusing on their market differentiator, and to build a team around them that can handle the things that can help them to stay in business, to stay compliant, to stay protected, so that they can grow without fear of failure.
So can you recall a true story maybe that you can share with us where the impact that you made on this individual was beyond just legal, was really more of being that coach?
Sure. This morning, I had a phone call from one of my current clients. We've been working together for about 2 years, and she's had a thriving business. It's been very successful. We've worked closely alongside each other. Well, there have been some recent changes, regulatory changes to her industry. Nothing that she can control, completely external, but it's going to have catastrophic effects on the industry in total and on her business specifically. So we saw this coming, and part of what we're working on is figuring out how to maintain her existing business as long as possible. But what really was rewarding was that she came to me and said, I've got a different business idea. I don't think that I can stay in the current business forever. Here's my idea, here's what I want to do. I'm not quite sure where to start. What should we do? And what we've been working on since then is my role at this point is I haven't written her a legal document in quite a while. We haven't been to court. There hasn't been anything that one might think of as legal in nature that I've done, but we've worked alongside each other and we're helping to bring this concept to market. And the fact that she trusted me to serve in that role and to help her to pivot and to keep her lifestyle afloat, her family afloat, to keep her trajectory going the way that she wants, was pretty awesome. I don't know, there may be other examples, but that happened hours ago today, so it was fresh in my mind.
So if there was one thing that you could change in the legal world, what would it be?
That's really easy. I would, the first thing I would do is change the billing structure. So I've worked for years in big law. And big law is a term that I use to refer to law firms that have big corporate clients. I was in Manhattan at the time, and some of our clients were some of the largest companies in the world. I won't name drop here, but they're really, really large companies, and some of this was seven-figure deals that we were working on. And it's a really, really profitable model as a law firm to engage in those types of transactions. And I saw the billing, and I saw the budgets and the invoices that went out. So I have a pretty good idea of the numbers that were involved. The issue that I found when I became a part of the small business community is that model might work great for Fortune 100 companies, for publicly traded companies, but for the mom and pops, or for the small business owners, for the companies that had 20 employees, for the companies that were making maybe a few $1 million a year or less than that, the model, the traditional law firm model, just didn't work. So what I wanted to do when I created Company Counsel was just to start from scratch, to say, here's the focus. The focus is on the client, and the focus is on trying to help them to grow their business in a way that they can be protected and successful and feel like they're playing their game, right? So what do we have to put around them to help them to achieve that? And let's be realistic. Let's think about the budget. Let's think about cash flow. Let's think about how the average entrepreneur works. Let's think about what's really at stake for them and what they have working with them. So based on all of that and based on my own experiences as an entrepreneur, we created a brand new system. We typically don't bill by the hour at all. Most traditional law firms bill by the hour, and it's minimum 6-minute increments. And I found that has a chilling effect. Where the client doesn't want to pick up the phone and call and ask for advice because the meter starts running. You're not really able to talk to them about their goals and their passions and their dreams because, well, is this billable or is it not? Or the other way that people would handle it is that instead of calling and worrying about the bill, they just wouldn't call. They would do things on their own. They would take a do-it-yourself mentality. So that even these small business owners who, quote unquote, had legal counsel, they weren't really using them. So what we wanted to do was just change the whole way that the legal services were provided. We've got a team that really works together as a team. We're not billing by the hour. We're doing everything the way that we would if we were on your team. If we were part of the actual company. And we're really trying to provide everything that's needed under one roof in a way that makes sense.
So like a partnership, collaboration kind of a model. That's beautiful.
Right. Yeah. We really want to focus on the strategy and on helping people to ask the questions they wouldn't ordinarily be asking.
Right. Speaking of non-ordinary questions, in 3 words, what's your meaning of life?
I think it's got to be play your game.
I think so too.
The times in my life where I've played my game, I haven't always won. At least not on the final scoreboard, but I've felt more like me. I felt more like I made a difference, and I felt more genuine. And whatever I can do to help my clients and the people that I interact with to play their game, that's what it's all about for me.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.